Hi guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of the translations video. In this one, we're going to talk about our reflections. So our reflections are the horizontal reflection and the vertical reflection. So the first thing that we can have is we can have a negative sign that is located right in front of everything else. So when there's a negative located in front of everything else, we call that a horizontal reflection. And some books, if you're looking online for extra help, we'll call that reflect over. That's a reflection over the the x-axis, sorry. So it's the reflection that flips the graph. So I'm going to go into Desmos real quick before we go any further so you get an idea. Y equals 2 to the x is an exponential. If I put a negative in front of it, it flips it. So it took the graph and it changed it so that instead of it going up, it's going down. And this right here is x-axis. It's also the horizontal axis. So that we're calling it a reflection over the x-axis or a horizontal reflection. So that's what happens when you have the negative in front of everything else. The other thing that can happen, I'm going to go just here and get rid of that so that we can see the other one. The other thing that can happen is we can have a negative in front of everything that's in the exponent, and that's going to be our vertical reflection or our reflect over y-axis. So if I go back into Desmos and I put a negative right here in the exponent, it flips it over the y-axis, it flips it over the vertical line. And it kind of looks like it makes like a U. It's not actually a U, these are two separate graphs, but that's what it's looking like right here. So that's our vertical reflection. So with the reflections, we have only two options. We have the horizontal where it flips it down, or we have the vertical where it flips it across. You ready to do some problems? Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to go down and we're going to finish up these problems that I did not finish in the last video. So when we're looking at D right here, we have a negative in front of every single thing right here. So I'm going to go back to my rules, and when I have a negative in front of everything, that's a horizontal reflection. So I'm going to say horizontal reflection. Okay. When I look at E, I just have a negative in front of the exponent, so that's going to be my vertical reflection. So I had a horizontal reflection, a vertical reflection, and then F is taking a lot of our rules and kind of mashing them together. So we're going to start from left to right to try to figure out what's going on here. So the first thing is the negative in front of every single thing. So I can go back up to my rules and I say, okay, I have a negative right here. That's going to be my horizontal reflection. So I'm going to say horizontal. I don't know what's going on with the colors right now, but it's pretty crazy. Okay. Horizontal reflection. And then we have the +7 inside of the parentheses in the exponent. So when I go here, I'm going to say, okay, I've got something going on in the exponent, and it's a plus, so that's going to be a left. So plus is left, so left 7. I see a minus on the outside. If I go back up to my rules, I'm going to remember that's down. So down 8. My screen is not liking me right now. Okay. I know it doesn't really look like that, but it says horizontal reflection, left 7, down 8. And I just did that by moving from left to right and writing down the changes that I saw based on the rules that I filled in. So before I have you guys try some problems on your own, we're going to kind of review what we did by filling in what this would look like if they asked us to do the following. So the first one says we're going to go up 5. So y equals 2 to the x. And you guys might want to like pause the video, try it out, and then play it so you can see if you guys got it right. My up is at the very end, not in it, any of the parentheses or any of the exponents. So it just says plus 5. So that is my up 5. The next one says down 2. And I'm just basing this off of the original equation. So 2 to the x. If you'd like to pause it to try to see if you can try it out, this would be a good time to do that. Okay, down 2 would be minus 2. We're going to do left 6. So I'm starting with my parent function, my original function. I'm going to put parentheses, x. If you want to pause it to try it, I would do that now. Okay, left 6 is plus 6. And notice how that plus 6 is kind of tiny because it's up in the exponent. The next one, y equals 2 to the x. If you want to pause it, right now would be a good time to do so. Minus 7 is right 7. Like we said before, for number 5, reflect over x is our horizontal. So that would mean, if you want to pause it, you should pause it. Y equals negative in front of everything, 2 to the x. And then the reflection over y-axis we called our vertical reflection. So that's when the negative is in front of the exponent. And this is just kind of like a trick that I use for myself. X comes before y, so the negative comes before everything else. So if you're looking at this in number 5, the negative is in front of everything because it's a reflection over the x-axis, which is also called the horizontal. In the reflection over y, it's in front of the exponent because it's second in the equation. I don't know if that helps. It's not a math thing. It's just a trick that I use. Okay, so you have some problems that you're going to try out. So let's do that now. And then one more video, and then we're done for today.